All right, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So XRP hasn't done this in a while. Look at this. We're going to be on the XRP chart today, and I want to show you something that I saw that was interesting, that maybe you have the same indicator and seen this. Haven't seen really any videos talking about this, but I do like technical analysis and breaking down the chart and just sharing something that, like I said, I saw that was interesting. And that is, so this TTM squeeze, what I use down here, and the red dots mean we're in a squeeze. As you can see, this consolidation. Usually that means also, like, if you're in a consolidation, it's usually squeezing. Not every time, but a lot of the times, and we are in a big squeeze. You see all these red dots. I'm on the daily time frame for the charts. We're still technically below. We haven't officially held above the 21 EMA, this yellow line right here, but we're breaking above it. See if we can hold and see if this will fire green. So when it squeezes after, if it fires green like this, that usually means we got to move up. If it fires like these pink purple ones, that usually means we have a, see if I can find one, kind of like this, kind of, it didn't really squeeze green, and then it kind of failed and came down. So right now, I'm waiting to see if it squeezes green or if it does, the pink and purple. But XRP, according to this daily chart, hasn't done this in a while. And what I'm just seeing is, so this big old squeeze, you go back, look back to see where some big ones are. That's a decent squeeze, not much happened, but not as big as the one we're in right now. Keep going back, keep going back. Keep going back, keep going back. There's some squeezes here, still not as big. Some squeezes, not a whole lot of price action. But here's a big squeeze back in November of 2017. So almost, 9 years ago, or I guess technically like 8.5 years ago. We had this big squeeze, and then we had this huge move up where it made, at that time, an all-time high from 20 cents all the way up to $3.35 where it peaked and had this big squeeze. So if I go back and show you the squeeze we're in now, that's a big squeeze, right? All those red dots, that red line, boom, squeeze. And they had even another one, then it fired. So I thought it was interesting. Like I said, something I'm seeing on the daily chart that's working for the daily chart that I like to see is a squeeze, and I want to see if it fires green or if it fires pink, just waiting for that confirmation. But I thought that was interesting. It's like, okay, could we be gearing up and consolidating for a bigger move? Maybe not as big as that, because, back then it didn't have a lot of people kind of manipulating the market. But could we see a move from here? And eventually, it might take time to retest all-time highs, in the near future, and the near, like blow past that, get a little squeeze, get those people that were shorting it for, liquidate them and use their volume to drive the price up and have the short squeeze. Could we retest all-time high at $3.65 or whatever it was, $3.65 next month? At the end of this month, depending on when this happens. I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen, but just with a squeeze, you don't really know. And it, like I said, it's gearing up for a big one. Doesn't, it could be pretty anticlimactic and not really anything happen, or it fired down. But I would just wanting to put that on your guys' radar and see something, or show you guys something that I'm seeing on the chart that was, like I said, just interesting. And that is that we're in this big squeeze. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you're seeing on the chart. We will need some catalysts also to help drive the price up, not just, just what I'm seeing on the chart with the squeeze, but usually that's kind of built into the, the news is kind of baked into the chart, because it's, there's news always coming out and everything. We can, pop this little button down here and it'll show you some news stuff. So it's kind of baked in the chart, but also we do need some catalysts. We do need some things happening around crypto and the world to kind of clear up and get better to, draw some more money, bring some more money back into crypto. But like I said, this is just something I thought was interesting and I wanted to share, and you guys let me know your thoughts and see what you're seeing. But again, yeah, that is the TTM squeeze, and these red dots mean we're in a squeeze, and I'm just waiting for it to fire, see which way it fires. And like I said, I haven't, don't really see one that big, until you come all the way back to November of 2017. But we'll just have to wait and see. That's the exciting and sometimes the annoying thing about crypto. But just a little quick checks. I mean, crypto's up today. We're in the 37 in the fear and greed, so we're getting close to neutral. Overall market's up 4.63%. Altcoin is 38, so a little bit more pouring into altcoins, which altcoins are just alternative to Bitcoin. So anything that's not Bitcoin is considered an altcoin. Bitcoin's up a good bit. Ethereum's nice, making a nice run. BNB, XRP's up, Solana. So some money flooding back into the market, but yeah, this could be just a little pump and then it dumps. Yeah, I'm not going through all like a bunch of catalysts today. If there's anything, maybe just real quick to see what they're saying. Yeah, it says primary reason, anticipation of a U.S. policy catalyst with social media reports of BlackRock buying millions in crypto ahead of Trump order signing. So it could be stuff around the Clarity Act that could be being passed here soon, this month, next month, in the near future. But like I said, I'm more focusing on the XRP chart for this video. And just kind of keep it with that, and then I'll cover some other stuff next week, because today's Friday, and the next time I'll be here will be on Monday. But, yep, that is it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving me some of your time. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're seeing on the XRP chart, what you have, or what you're seeing other people say. I've done other videos about some other indicators on charts and stuff, so my chart is could be very different from what you use or what you're seeing. So it's always good to just kind of, let people in on, what you're seeing, what you're using, and we're all very different. But yeah, that's kind of it for this video. Again, my name is Mitchell, cover XRP, crypto, stuff like that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So like I said, I'll be back on Monday. And I always say, again, my name is Mitchell, but I don't even know if I said that in the beginning. Who knows? 8 minutes ago. But yeah, that's it for this video. Maybe I'll see you in the next one. Peace.